All right, my job today is to explain to you something that I know we all know about already, um, but at the same time, it's something a little bit different than what we suspect. So, if you will, follow me to the edge of what you already know. Standing here looking into this cave of, let's say, non knowing, we are leaving a familiar place, the shores of which we have traveled most our lives. And as we embark on this journey, walking through this cave, we step into a puddle. Uh, we automatically assume that this is water. All we know that this is wet. And we continue again and we trip over something. It must be a rock. We are feeling the pain in our foot, and this thing must be a rock. Although all we know is that it is harder in solidity than our foot is. We continue walking up this hill. Now we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. We reach for the cave wall. We feel nothing. We rebalance ourselves and recenter ourselves, shocked at the fact that there was no wall there. We continue. As we get through the end of this cave, there's this vast opening. In this opening, we now realize that we are in the desert. How is it that we didn't know that we were going to end up in a desert? Was this completely shocking to us? Were we not able to think about the things that would be in a desert? Is this why we're shocked? Not particularly. Were we not paying close enough attention to our surroundings at the time? I'm going to say, even if we thought about it more, we wouldn't particularly come to the same conclusion. The fact is more likely to be true that we were not paying attention to the experience itself, more focused on getting through the tunnel than it is experiencing that tunnel. We had no idea where we'd end up. However, if we were paying a little bit more attention to these sensations and experiences, we'd realize the change in climate, the change in terrain, and the feel of the place being different. Now we've arrived at our destination, and this is the topic: self care. Now, we often think we know exactly what self care is, and as we really think about it, it's not as solid as we once thought. We're always trying to give it form in a specific action, but we always fall short. The idea is that self care is a combination of mental, physical, and emotional health. These, again, are just words, but essentially they're accumulation and combination together, when working in a synergistic fashion, will create an experience that is restorative to the human being. This means that it will restore things that have been lost to time, restore things that have been lost to past experiences, restore things to the person's idea of navigating life that will be enriching and empowering to the individual and allowing them to navigate what we call the present more clearly. You will not fall into old patterns because we can see the patterns before they happen. We are being centered in ourselves in this respect. Now, knowing this, self care, as we try to make it an action, becomes very elusive. What is the action that is self care? We only really know that the result of this action is always some kind of restoration. It makes something that is not working together more cohesive. In this way, we can look at fitness. When we go to fitness, we're wanting to get in shape. Is that really what we want, or do we want to be healthy? Do we want to be healthy, or do we want to look good? Either way, there's something powering this process of achieving the end goal. And this is going to be really a feeling that we've put into physical expressions by saying they are these actions, right? So we might go to fitness and we start working out and getting in shape, and it doesn't quite feel like exactly what we thought it would. Why is this? We saw the process, we went through the process, we did the thing. Why is it not the same? Or why is it not sustainable? Or why does it feel so hard? Or why can't I keep it up? These questions all become very present and sound when we realize that's not really the thing that we're looking for. Ideally, when we seek fitness, we seek change. What change are we looking for? We're essentially looking for the change that will bring about a more centering of self. This is part of the reason for cognitive dissonance. A man must be what he can be, and in that way rise to the occasion of being more like himself and finding his way in life. So this all being known, when we take a look at self-care, the actions can vary. The result is always the same. However, it might seem like there's many different paths you can take. These are just separate experiences to get onto the right path or the same path. And this is going to be a way of fully experiencing what is restorative to that individual. Because we pass through different experiences, what needs to be restored will be different. In the sense of somebody losing confidence will need to restore this confidence to feel more like themselves. But in this restoration, if we call it just confidence, we're missing the big picture. This is more a real installment from the fact of loss, going back to knowing, so the full circle of experience, to be able to center then this new attribute in the person in a way that's greater than it was originally formed. Right? We have to think of in this way, putting together pottery. If it's broken, you can't just restore an artifact by putting together other pieces. You must know the time, the area, the textile, the taper, the culture around this object to be able to put it back to its new form. And in this new form, this process of being recreated, it has a little bit more value because another experience has been added to it, making it that much more beautiful and that much more grounded in the present. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense to you. I did want to bring about a new look at self-care and what it really is in the sense of what we are pursuing when we're deciding to go after this thing. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great day.